What's the deal? What's the deal? It's 10 in the morning, 10:16. We getting better with the time. It's all good. But it's Monday morning, like we told y'all. We are back to 10 A podcast with no other than Norbs, my man Jamel Herring. With the time, it's all good. Oh shoot! But it's Monday morning, like we told y'all. I played on my other thing, and we're waiting on Christine to join us eventually.
Right.
But yo, DB3 drops an apology. I think Kelvin's his name drops an apology. Says DB3 drops it in his name, whatnot. Kambosos fights this weekend. We're gonna get into all of that right after this. Yo, Jamel, man, this shit has been crazy this weekend, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. My mentions have been crazy. I've been dropping mad clips. It's just been mayhem this weekend in regards to not even the weekend. Since last week to now, shit has been crazy. I mean, what's your shit been looking like? I seen you've been active on Instagram, Twitter, and all the social media places.
I mean, yeah, it's same old, man. Like we already seen that like you mentioned last week alone, the whole week was just wild. It really got crazy, of course, Friday with the weight issues, and Saturday, just when you thought it couldn't get any crazier. Things took a drastic turn, but it's crazy, man. Even yesterday, I tried to take the day off from everything, but like you mentioned, everybody's just been hitting me up. People still want you to get on to this platform, that platform to speak on the situations. But yeah, man, it's been a busy week, man. But this is what we asked for.
Yeah. Morning, ladies. Ashley, aka Blair the Flair's #1 fan on, and Crystal is on. My number one fan.
That's your number one fan. Yeah, that's your number one fan right there.
I think Crystal loves me. It's all good. But think about it. From last week. I think what it was started Wednesday. You had the presser. You had Keyshawn selling it and then showing up to the weigh-in. Look healthy. He looked healthy.
Yeah,
goes over 4.3 pounds. That doesn't really seem to care too much. There's whatever. People at Top Rank sitting there like, well, you don't care. How about these 2,000 buybacks that we're about to get because of you?
Right.
I mean, me personally, I really believe that Keyshawn thought that the fight was still going on and he would get his knockout regardless of the way. I don't think he anticipated it getting canceled. I mean, but it is really rare.
Definitely. I seen Rick Glacier put out a tweet or whatever to clarify why Edwin had got paid his full purse. I guess it's a thing with the Virginia State Athletic Commission where I guess the fighter is still owed their whole entire purse. So that's the reason why he's, according to Rick Glacier. Like I said, I don't know much about the Virginia Boxing State Commission, so I can't really say for sure. But I know Rick put out a tweet that basically Edwin was paid in full due to a rule with the State Athletic Commission. So I mean, once you got paid in full, why risk going in there with a bigger man in his prime that's clearly, I'm saying, that's overweight or whatever to go in there and get beat on? Take your money and run.
As he should have been paid. He did everything he needed to do. He made weight and struggled making weight. That's what it looked like. Was there to fight, and this man came in with a clear advantage and didn't care. I mean, I don't see no problem getting paid. I'm happy he got paid. You know what I mean? I thought that was the right thing to do. I think the legend is on that thing. Hold on. I don't know what's going on over there. But he should have got paid. But to me, the most alarming thing was just the nonchalant thing. Because usually they come overweight. We've seen Devin Haney, or actually Ryan come in overweight. They negotiated it, throw him some extra money, and that's it. Apparently, they were throwing him some extra money, and that still didn't work.
Yeah, and I get what you mean. Like in terms of they figured they'll pay the fine, and they'll just keep the show. The show will go on.
I'm gonna be honest, and this is what I believe happened, right? I really believe that they were really livid with him, and they didn't even care at this point. I think there's been, and I've heard this through other people, that they've been very disappointed with him ever since he became a champion. That the arrogance of Keyshawn, and I almost think that Top Rank kind of, this was like pulling out the belt in a situation, like when you get punished, like, bro, like we're tired of your shit, like, and that's what it kind of felt like, to be honest with you, like, because even let's go through it. They tried to negotiate. They didn't take it. I don't even think Top Rank even cared, even though they're gonna lose money. But once they lost the money and knew everything wasn't gonna go through, they did nothing to protect Keyshawn's image. I mean, he didn't either, but they didn't hide the fact that he, if an incident happened, they try to downplay. Oh, nah, something happened. It's all right. But they literally allowed it to get broadcasted the entire show. And like that was the show from now on. It wasn't even about Abdullah Mason getting the stoppage. It was about how ignorant Keyshawn Davis was that weekend. And they did nothing to denounce that. And that to me was crazy. And I think because of that, I think Keyshawn is acting out even more now. I mean, they just dropped this apology. Look at this. They dropped an apology on behalf of DB3. Kelvin apologizes to the fans and the kids. Not Keyshawn Davis, but Kelvin. And then they added to him and Keyshawn. Bro, no disrespect to Kelvin, okay? No disrespect to Kelvin. But this was about Keyshawn Davis, right? And it's been about,
before you get in, much respect to Kelvin, because again, he really did nothing wrong. If you know what I'm saying, he lost whatever, and that was that. It's boxing. Yeah. But him being a bigger brother, I'm an older sibling, of course, in my own family, so I get it. He's just trying to protect his brothers, looking out for the family, and I respect that. But like, yeah, it's crazy. Like he has to go down with the train wreck or whatever, because he just, like I say, he fought, he came up short, and then things happen, for the worst after the fact. But shout out to Kelvin for making an apology. But we already know the mass media in the boxing world expected, of course, the face of DB3, which is Keyshawn, to come out and say something. So I know it just says a lot. I know, and the sad thing about it, I know a lot of people really didn't even. What's going on, Christine?
Hey guys, I can't hear you though.
No.
I can't hear anything.
You're probably gonna have to go out and come back in. Let me know.
Probably got to go back inside. It's the ocean behind you.
Yeah, just trying to flaunt at us. Hold on. Let know when you're ready. Text me when you're ready. Okay, hold on.
But no, like I was saying though, bro, like I said, like we all know, like for the most part, man, the boxing world, the media, of course, they are expecting something, Keyshawn to make some sort of statement, of course, because he is the face of his brothers.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think it's coming. I don't think it's coming. I think they're in a stalemate. I believe that, and this is what I'm gonna believe. I'm gonna throw this out there. This is my theory, but I believe that he's pissed off with Top Rank. They're not trying to protect him, allowing ESPN to just put out not one angle, two angles, three different incidents, reporting it, not even trying to really downplay the situation. I think Keyshawn is livid. I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, and this is like a stubborn kid. You never take accountability. You always point the finger, and Keyshawn gives me that vibe. And I think this is going to be a war between both of them. I could be completely wrong, but the fact that it's been almost 48 hours. He has not put out a tweet. He has not put out I apologize to my fans. Forget 48 hours. It's been almost a week. Let's say 4 days. He hasn't even put out a formal apology for not making his weight. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Like, I think it's bigger than we actually even think at this point. Man, Crystal says Top Rank will say they disappoint almost any boxer, Papa Bob, especially the typical promoter. I mean, Crystal,
I think I can't agree with that, Crystal. I love you, but I can't agree with that. Yeah, like I mean, I get what she's saying, but again, like when you've been in long enough all around the sport, when you start to hear the whispers, like Norris put it out, and the rumors going on behind the scenes. it ain't just the typical shit. Like people are really upset of everything that occurred just from Friday alone, and then Saturday night didn't make it any better. You know what I mean? And I feel for Kelvin, because at the end of the day, he did what he was supposed to do. He made weight. He got in the ring. He fought. He came up short, whatever. But we can't, like, he's going down with this as well. He go down with this, regardless of how you put it. People blaming him for losing for the you know what I'm saying, for the incident that take place after the fact. So it's a lot, man.
And you know, Kelvin and his brother also know that this deal that they got is because of Keyshawn. And it's almost as if, bro,
right. Nobody is safe in the situation. Nobody. Like I pointed out after the fight that I know for a fact that Top Rank basically signed the brothers on behalf of, you know, Keyshawn being their fighter. Christine even knows that. Like, this is how boxing works.
Yeah.
Top Rank, I kept it real. Like, Top Rank didn't really want to sign on to other brothers, but Keyshawn, being the smart businessman at that time, he came to them. He said, "Listen, I will sign with you guys." Because remember, Keyshawn fought on my undercard. I was in Dubai when I fought Carl Frampton. He wasn't signed to anybody. Then he fought on a matchroom card with Eddie Hearn. So he was bouncing over until he got a solid deal with Top Rank. And part of the deal was, I will sign with you guys, but you guys got to take on my brothers. And Christine can tell you as well. Same goes with my brothers need to be trained by B&B Boxing, which is Bomac, Isaú, and Red Spikes. So it was a package deal. And you know the business of boxing, when they really don't want to, you know what I'm saying, don't want you. They'll like, okay, we'll do it. But like Christine, you've seen it as well. You started seeing Kelvin being put on pro box cards. You know why?
Yeah. And the thing is, I mean, they have some talent. Like, Keyshawn definitely has talent. Keon definitely has talent. Kelvin, he was the lesser, but, you know, he was the older brother, and Keyshawn, you know, looked up to him, and Kelvin said, "Okay, I'm gonna get back in this game, so you can get back in the game." But Keyshawn held all the keys. He held the key, you know. So yeah, he got him that deal. But honestly, to me, like, Keon is super. The little one is super talented, and he's really long. Sometimes I question the commitment, but Kelvin, you know, he lost, and we're not surprised. But like I heard you saying earlier, Jamal, and I was trying to get my stuff together. Sorry. Right. People were like, "Oh, well, how come he didn't fight?" Blah blah blah. Why? Like you said, you're getting the money. Why? Why get in there with a bigger guy?
No, I'm gonna be honest. I think it's deep. I think Top Rank, and I think there's gonna be lawsuits behind this. I've read things about possible lawsuits. Yeah. Keyshawn is gonna feel this, bro. I don't know how long. Right. Excuse me. I don't know when we're gonna see him again in the ring, because I think they're gonna get him. They're gonna get him.
It's gonna be some form of punishment just based off the weight, missing the weight alone. That they always
that alone for sure.
That's how they move. You miss the weight, you might not see him you might not see that fighter for a while.
Yeah, that's true.
So it is what it is.
But even the missing of the weight, all right.
But there's the incident afterwards that puts icing on the cake. So you know, like I said it after the fight. It's probably best for him to stay out the limelight anyways for a while till things really cool down.
Yeah.
You know, people won't forget, but you can't have him on. You think ESPN is gonna want him back on national TV?
No.
Even if he's at a fight, that cheer on or support another fighter, they're not gonna be quick to put his face in the camera anytime soon, bro.
No, they're not. And homeboy that they jumped, I mean, that's assault. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They can press charges, lawsuits. I mean, people just wait for somebody with some kind of money to do something so they can go after them with just cause. I mean, it's warranted.
And you got to think about it too. Albright's getting the best promotion of his career. He wants to be an R&B singer. Yeah, he was singing R&B after the freaking fight, dude.
Right.
I mean, he's gonna push it, and then I think this apology made it worse. The fact that Kelvin apologizes, and they do it, and they add Keyshawn on it, but Keyshawn doesn't say a word, and he's the cause of all of this. I think this alone makes the situation 1,000 times worse.
Yeah,
it just shows a lot of arrogance and entitlement, and
absolutely. You know, and I like, you know, I like Key. I mean, we've worked with him, you know, Jamel knows him too, but yeah, there is a little bit of arrogance. There always has. He's a little spoiled. He's a little entitled, like you said. I mean, on a personal level too. He's got these big dreams, and they could have all happened. They can all happen, but you got to change some things. You got to change some things in your personality and the way that you say and the way that you carry yourself. You really do.
I mean,
humility.
Listen, man.
We need some humility.
Exactly, and he showed zero of it, man.
Yeah, zero.
You know, I'm thinking, you know, and it's crazy. As soon as I turned on the TV, right, and they were showing the highlights and stuff, whatever. I'm thinking he's gonna go up there and make a public apology for not making a weight because it's his city, and he looked like he was just chugging down popcorn, having the time of his life. And I'm sitting there like, all right, you know, you're not gonna apologize to the people that came here. You know what I mean? You know, they didn't come here. I mean, some people came for Abdullah Mason, but this is in your hometown. They made it to where this was all about you, and you literally spit in their face. And listen, I don't know Bob Arum, right? But Bob Arum seems like a really feisty old man, and he's not gonna be happy. That guy, he was probably fucking throwing chairs at this point, like, you know. And it's really the action.
He might have lit up a blunt.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
He needed
smoke. He had to take one after that week, boy. Had a drink.
Bro,
what's going on, Gail?
They were promoting an after party.
Gail,
how do you promote an after party after you miss weight?
I mean, Edwin promoted it.
He did. He said, "Yeah, I hope you have fun at your after party." That was adding insult to injury at that point. Oh, you guys think he's a jackass? Here's some more jackass.
I'm not gonna lie. I never believed in after parties like before the fight. Listen, true story. I seen it. I seen it, and y'all know how the fight played out. I actually seen it with my bro Adrian Broner after the Madonna fight. They already had the after party set up in Texas. I know him being AB. I think he went, but it wasn't the time to party that night. So I don't know. I never believed in promoting after parties before you take care of business. I never got into that. I never even thought about partying at all. When I fought and beat Ito for my world title, I went straight home. I went straight to the hotel. Yeah. I went to the hotel, and I seen Paulina, and I ate with them.
Yeah,
I went right to sleep. I seen Paulina and Denise went to sleep after that.
So, somebody asked me, they're like, does Keyshawn work with Paulina and Denise? I was like, absolutely no.
And I spoke to them. I was going to ask you that too. But I reached out to Paulina. I said, Paulina, I said, what did they reach out to you? And she said, absolutely. And I knew from then, like, they didn't take her. They didn't. Well, because she told me. Let's think about it. She told me Kelvin took her assistance and help to make weight for that morning. Kelvin had to drop, I think something around 6 pounds that morning, and with the help of Paulina and people who don't know, Paulina and Denise, they're nutritionists. They work perfecting athletes. They're one of the best in the game, in my opinion. They've always got me down to
now they're vital.
Now they just work. They had their own entity. But when we mentioned Paulina and Denise, they're two great nutritionists that even if I come back, I'll work with them because if I gotta go to 130 or whatever, they'll get me down to that weight with no issue. But again, and healthy, and it'll get the weight back on you healthy where you can perform at your best in the ring on fight night. But I reached out to Paulina. She said she's willing to give her help. They didn't want it. Paulina's not the type to force anything. She's okay, whatever. Kelvin wanted her assistance. Kelvin took it. You see Kelvin. Yeah, he's 6 foot something, 140 pounds. They got him down to his proper weight. He went out there. He didn't come out on top, but he performed and he didn't show any signs.
Yeah, but he made weight.
Yeah, he made weight. He did what he had to do. It is what it is. So there was help. There was assistance. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure I know because we seen how Keyshawn looked at the weigh-in. He could have got that weight off because he still looked full. There was definitely weight to lose. I think it's one of the things where he just didn't care. He just didn't care.
I don't think he ever intended to.
I mean, you see Timothy Bradley pointed out how basically like he didn't look dry. He didn't like he was struggling or anything. He looked like he got in the ring. He flexed real quick, got off, and walked right past. You know, I seen him walk past. Christine, if you look at the video, Bomac was basically with the head on his drink. He walked right past him.
He blew right past him.
Yeah. Very, very disrespectful. Very disrespectful. I talked to some of my folks too, and yeah, it was like, well, hey, he made his bed, he's got a lie in it, And the thing is like I saw a lot of jokes. People were like making jokes about Bomac and whatever, and it is true. The coach, we do check weight every day. We make sure that they're good, but they're not kids. They're not babies.
I'm real the last 2 days. I didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
But I voluntarily did maybe like the end of the week. But I used to always Paulina again. I would show Paulina my weight every single morning. So we can gradually see where I'm at, and if I can do a little more, or if I got to cut back on things. But I would every morning I would literally take a screenshot of my weight on the scale, and I would send it to my nutritionist.
Yeah.
And me and Bo, we have a dynamic where he took my word. He'll ask me what's my weight. Hey, Bo, I'm this today.
Because you're a grown man, and a lot of people do that. You're a grown ass man. Why would he think that you're lying to him? And then also your boxers. There are some that may lie, may whatever. Coaches know their boxers.
I think a reporter had asked Bud. Bud was like, "Hell yeah, I had issues with weight, but I made weight. But this is why. You see me more from 35 to 40. Even he said he had 47 for Errol. He had issues with the weight.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Shout out to Bomac and shout out to Bud.
Shout out to Bill. They actually gave, and I love Bo. Shout out to Bo. Love you, Bud. I spoke to Bud. I spoke to Bud. The night of the fight, before the chaos, me and him was going back and forth texting. I was seeing how he was doing.
Yeah.
Just checking on him because I seen a post that he made, so I just checked on my brother, make sure he was good. We spoke a bit. He was happy. See how I was doing, and shout out to Bomac and Bud for being the bigger person. Go back to to Albright's locker room.
Right.
They went back there. They apologized for everything, even though they had nothing to do with it, but they apologized for
Respect.
it. Albright was happy because you got a picture with Bud, and then they moved on. But that tells you right there, like how big of a heart that Bo and Bud and had. Even though
that shows class, but
absolutely integrity.
But that's crazy. Bud had zero to do the situation, and he goes out and apologizes to the fans. He does it for the people. Yeah. You know what I mean? And yet the person that caused this is somewhere chilling. I don't know where he is.
And going back,
I think I'm going to say this what I believe, and I don't know this to be true or not, but this is what I think. I think that I know Keyshawn in the past has had his bouts with mental issues. I mean, it's no secret. It's no secret, and I know that he didn't have a good relationship with his father and things like that. But I think he still has these issues going on. I think he really needs to get himself evaluated if he can find it in his I don't know, if he can humble himself to do that, because sometimes you see some things and you're like, okay, he might not be right. I think he really needs to go back and get himself evaluated and get some help. There's nothing wrong with it.
And another thing, one thing I want to point out too, because I know again, it all starts down from the camp down. The camp is criticized. But I can't sit here and sit back and allow people to criticize Bomac.
Absolutely,
I may think of Bo personally, and this and the third.
Yeah,
Bo is very professional. There's been times. There's been times when I be like, "Yo, Bo, this my weight," and he'll tell me, "Hey, just relax. This is what we got hurt, Paulina and them for, and so forth." But that's just the relationship we have. But again, he always asks his fighters after every session, "How are you feeling mentally?" He like, Mel, is there anything you think that we can cover that we didn't cover? So he's very hands-on. He's always been hands-on.
Yeah.
I feel like my big bro Red has always been hard on me also, but they care. Saul,
all of them.
Saul checks up on me randomly. So like, when I'm not training or whatever. So like, these individuals are very hands-on with their fighters. They don't have any favorites. Bud gets the same criticism that I may get, even if we have an off day in the gym. Bud gets the same criticism as anyone else go on down. So that's just how they are. So for people to be like, well, what the trainer's not, the trainer is not going to sit over your shoulder every morning while you're on the scale, whatever, trying to check your weight. If you probably more likely you probably say, oh, we're good, but then at the very last minute, oh wait, I'm having issues. it's too late by then, and especially even for nutritionists, because for one, a nutritionist needs to know exactly what you've been eating and what you've been doing for the last 2 weeks, so before they can work up a system and a program to start bringing your weight down. How much water intake are you taking? Because most of your body, people, 80% of your body is water. So if you're not drinking any water because you think, oh, I can just run it off or put on a sauna suit, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way.
Organs start shutting down. You know, I was texting after I had text with y'all, like, because I missed it. I was traveling and I didn't have the best internet over here. But so I started seeing highlights and stuff, and I was texting with Red. And I was just like, well, I'm not ready to like comment on it or say nothing about it yet. He's like, why? He's like, you report it, you know, it's okay. Like, it was wrong. What he did was wrong.
From the team. This comes from the team.
Was wrong.
This coming from the team at that. Usually the team is trying to hide. That's respect.
Right.
That's respectful.
Yeah. He's like, do you, you know.
I'm very surprised at Crystal right now. Crystal says, why only Key? Keon allegedly involved as well, but everyone wants to talk only about Key.
Yeah, she's right though.
I mean, Keon is getting his heat too, but I get but Crystal, you know why everybody's talking about Keyshawn.
He's the name.
He's the name.
He's the name, and it's not just the incident; it's everything leading towards the incident.
Best believe though that just because people are only speaking about Keyshawn doesn't mean that the ones in charge up top aren't thinking about Keon as well, though. So
yeah, absolutely.
But the sad thing is, even though Keyshawn is the middle brother, not the oldest, you know, they look to him for guidance, and Keon especially because he's the younger one. And it's like Kelvin seems to, like, I know he came back and apologized or whatever, but Keon does whatever his brother says, and I think that's so scary and sad.
But the main reason it's about Keyshawn is because they didn't go to Virginia for Keon or his brother. This was based around Keyshawn. This is his doing. This is him not being humble. Like, guys, you guys gotta understand. I get what you're saying. There was 2,000 people that wanted buybacks because Keyshawn wasn't on the card. Not because Keon was still on the card or Kelvin. It was about Keyshawn. And the fact that he had zero humility is the issue. That's what makes it worse. You guys, listen, they were all involved in the incident, but they were there because of Keyshawn.
Yeah, and I see what you're saying, but I see what she's saying too. It's like, yes, he is the name, he is. But what she's saying is, whatever happens to Keyshawn, don't let Keon get away with it, because everybody was guilty in that fact. But yes, everybody was there.
Definitely not. You know, they're definitely not. And like I told Norbs, I said, the minute we got the podcast, 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 12:30, 1 o'clock, ESPN, not ESPN / ESPN.com/boxing. I'm talking about ESPN. Go if you went to their website. It was on the home screen page. It was on something Boxing Mayhem. What did they show? The fight. People thinking, oh, it wasn't. Nobody got jumped. Like, it's not. We know how the media works. The media is the biggest machine in the world. The media is going to paint out and put out a narrative, whatever narrative they want to put out. When you went to ESPN boxing page, that was the very first thing you seen, but it was definitely on the ESPN main page, so you can't ignore that. And I didn't, like I said, I didn't tune in yesterday morning for ESPN. I'm pretty sure Monday morning today they probably mentioned it on all the major shows by now, whatever. But yeah, it's not getting something in the rug. Everybody was arguing with me and Norb saying, "Oh, it's not a big deal." It is a big of a deal because top rank at ESPN, like Christine, you know how it works.
Yeah.
If they want to keep an incident on the wraps, they're not going to keep giving it media attention.
And they're allowing it to go.
It was right there. Everything was right there.
They kept replaying it. Usually when we see scuffles, what do we see? Somebody like an Ellie setback or a fight height. They put it out there from a camera phone.
They had like an 8K image, bro. They had the professional camera shooting it. Like, come on.
Zooming in. They waited for my man.
They had a play-by-play. They had the announcer play-by-play it. Are we serious right now?
Yeah.
They had them play-by-play to break it down.
Listen, if it wasn't a big deal that when when Albright mentioned it in the background, they would have just kept it there in the interview.
Yeah.
And they probably would have maybe gave an update from the commentary team on what had happened from the story. But nope, they wanted to put out footage. And then they mentioned that the footage we seen, I thought it was only one. That was the second altercation. So there was more than one altercation. There was an altercation when he went directly into the room, and there was an altercation that we seen in the hallway when everybody got crazy.
I don't know what Crystal's saying. She's saying, but they ain't never treated Team Crawford coaches the same after court, regardless of who they coach. In my opinion, I don't understand that. To be honest, I don't know what she means by that. Albright manager said they might sue. Of course, I would. What are you, crazy? I would definitely sue. They're gonna sue the venue. They're gonna sue Top Rank.
Yeah, they're gonna go for the bag. Yeah, they're gonna go for the bag. And like I said, they're
gonna go for everybody and just see where the chips fall.
Of course, gonna go for they're gonna go for the ones who got the bag.
Yeah, I mean, guys,
so they're gonna go for all of them,
and which is also gonna piss off the ones who have the bag. Now they gotta deal with the shit. They gotta deal with it. Like, damn.
And it's unfortunate. The one person that should be apologizing is not. That Bob Arum is sitting right now in his rocking chair, livid right now. He's throwing punches in the air right now. Like he's like, what's wrong with this fucking guy? He is. Ashley always agrees with Christine. I don't know what she's agreeing with. Jamal's trying to go on me every day. Kano, look, you're getting a fan in Kano. Oh, look at this.
Me and Kano we was chatting over the weekend.
Kano knows what it is. He knows what it is.
Over the weekend, Kano was there laughing. So
Kano needs to come on, but he's always busy. He's always working.
Hey, Kano came on with Jamel and I. I'm just saying.
Wow, he doesn't like Puerto Rican. He's Dominican. That's why. And by the way, Christine, you are glowing in that weather. Like we're in our houses.
I'm burnt. I'm burnt.
Yeah, I see. That tan is crazy.
I'll be good tomorrow. I'll be tan tomorrow. Today I'm burnt.
Jesus, where are you?
I'm in Mexico. I'm in Mazatlan. So my girl Alexis is here with me. We're gonna go train in a minute, but see, I'll show you how beautiful it is.
Wow. Speaking. So you got a big announcement. They switched up Chicken's opponent to one of my favorite fighters.
Wait.
They sure did. Well, your favorite fighter about to go down, baby.
Wait. Tell me. They switched the opponent?
Yeah,
Sugar
Neeks.
Fight Sugar Neeks for unified.
All right. Yeah,
we're taking all the belts.
Yeah, she got Sugar Neeks. I'm not gonna lie.
Taking all the belts.
She still hasn't got my ticket, and I'm still waiting.
I love her story though. She started from nothing.
Who's Sugar?
No, Chicken.
Oh, Chicken. I know. I was about to say because I got one.
Right now she's going to the garden. She's going to the garden in the big room.
Yes, sir.
They said Bob Arum is big on edibles. I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Yo, Bob be getting lit.
Hey, Bob knows what it is. Bob knows what it is.
Yeah, I had dinner with Bob. Bob is still sharp. At 90 years old, Bob is really sharp. Like you can have a real.
Do you see his interviews?
Bob.
He's
Bob ain't no hoe.
Guy's awesome. Like I'm telling you.
Bob is
I'm waiting for him to speak. Has he spoken on anything? Because he's kind of been quiet, which leads me to believe he's fucking livid right now, bro. He hasn't said anything.
I haven't seen anything on him, but I'm sure he'll say something.
Oh, he is. I wonder
he's gonna get with the lawyers to see what he can say, what he can't say.
Somebody says Keyshawn had some nerves sitting there ringside wearing his blingy businessman necklace when he didn't handle business at all. That's a fact,
Okay.
A fact. That is
for real. Yeah.
I actually feel for that. You know me, Christine. I feel for my team, my guys, because
me too. That's why
like I said, yeah, when the fighter doesn't fight, nobody gets paid. I think these training camps are cheap. I know for a fact, Red loves to train, but Red would dread. You gotta think about it. When you started getting athletes that's on top, at the time you had me, you had Bud, you had Steven, and we all have, like, let's say, separate dates. These guys never will go home. Training camp was always
never go home.
So these guys are taking time from their personal lives to be with us as a fighter. The least we can do is be professional and go out there and do what we gotta do and make sure that we get our guys paid.
And like me, like Chicken right now, she has a week. I'm not there. This was planned, this trip, a year ago before we even knew. But yes, we live in the gym. Like we're there. I get there sometimes at 6 a.m. That's why I hadn't been on the show. Like, and now I'm not going home until the nighttime, you know, because we are just living at the gym. But I was gonna say,
Christine, camps cost. You can imagine they was having camps in Vegas.
Yes,
you got to still pay your sparring partners. You got to pay for rooms if you're bringing in sparring partners.
Even her living, because she quit her job the last few weeks. She quit her job, so that's why we're trying to get people, to get their advertisement on her shirts, her shorts, do everything, trying to get money together. I mean, people don't realize the cost, and not everybody. Other people like normal boxers, whatever, that don't have any money, they have to quit their jobs. They have normal jobs. Mm-hmm. People don't realize that either. Not everybody has money and, I'm training for this fight and I can pay everybody. It's expensive.
Hold on. Let's go through these comments. Nathan says, so if I apologize after an assault, I would avoid charges. It's not about avoiding charges, dude. What are we talking about? It's not the point. How about him avoiding losing millions of dollars?
Don't try it.
Like, come on. It's the money. Guys, you got to understand, when you have a brand, anything can really shit on your brand. And Keyshawn's brand went from, he's the next superstar to he's the biggest jackass. Somebody said he should be now referred to as Keyshawn Broner. That is crazy.
That's
what they're saying. Just think about it. It's crazy. Crystal says, that shit attacking coach is ridiculous. Every man for himself. Discipline himself.
Hey, at least I don't have balls hanging down.
Right. Shout out to Bowmaker Crawford for apology. Oh, damn, I'm way back. There's a lot of comments here. Christine's out there getting sun, and people are coming out for her. Look at this. Keyshawn is a bum, self-destruct on 1,000. Jesus.
Yeah. Oh my God, Base the Kid. My God, I haven't seen you on my show lately. Like, what's up with this?
Base came out with some bass in his voice. God.
Yeah.
Hey, Base tell it like it is.
Base my guy though.
I love Base.
He said, I hope Delos Santos sues as well.
But the actions, I know what Bates was saying about that, but the actions.
Yeah, we ain't calling nobody a bum.
You got it. I know what Bates is saying with that, but you got
to say bum behavior.
Where you go about things that can tarnish everything. Nobody would care about how good you are as a fighter.
Yeah.
Like I didn't really want to even come on and beat a dead horse because I feel like they
same.
As it is personally, like I said, but take it from me, man. Even if you're not guilty of shit, man. Once the media and they put a narrative out there, whatever, it stays out there for a while, man. It stays out there. But in his case, they got it on camera. You didn't show professionalism the week, during the week of the fight. Your team, I'm pretty sure your team is getting criticized for one thing or another. And because you already know, Christine, Bo and them had to hear it from Top Rank.
I know.
What happened?
Got to hear from Bob. What's going on with your guy?
The management got to hear it. It's crazy.
Ashley says Keyshawn needs to take accountability and acknowledge he needs help with the things he's struggling with. Just because you say you have mental issues doesn't mean you want to fix it. Yeah, it's not a crutch. And
I don't think it's a crutch. I just think
I go through it every day. I go through it every day, and I get it. Everyone has different issues mentally, but at the same time, like I said, right, like this right here, I tell Norbs, Christine all the time, I appreciate y'all because this helps me with my mental, my mental issues at times to speak out, to speak my mind. I got close friends that I speak to every day about, what I may be going through the time. There's a lot of things that I go through behind the scenes, but I know that I can't just get up and lash out because
go beat somebody up. Get somebody beat up.
I mean, y'all seen the year I've been having. Let's be real. And like I said, that's one thing about me. I'm always open about everything, but I'm like, learn from. Like I tell people, learn from me or learn from things that I made.
Oh, Base, get your money ready. Get your money, Base. Get your money ready, baby.
Get your
money ready, baby.
They're taking shots. Sugar Neeks in the building. Let's go. Gail, I'm at work and Norbs knows. Oh, my bad. I don't know the Gano. We got to do a late night edition, man. But
hey, let me say this real quick because I have an appointment. But let me just say this really quickly.
You have an appointment? Well, hold on. I bet you your appointment is a massage. You just kind of just threw that in there.
Hold on. I got an appointment. I can't talk about my personal life right now. Okay, my personal stuff. Okay. But let me just say this because I kind of want to take a poll. We got some women and we have some men in the chat, right? So I just kind of want to take a poll. Like, are women more? I don't know. Are they better at making plans and like letting people know the plans than men? I mean, and the reason why I'm asking is this. I text these guys last night, And I said, yeah. Are we going on in the morning? And I heard crickets.
Whoa.
And then I'm gonna blame Norm. So worries, Mel. And then this morning, it's over here. It was 7 o'clock. At 7:15, I'm getting the link. So my ass get up, brush my teeth, roll out of bed, try to figure out where I'm gonna do the show, what I'm gonna do. But I apologize to everybody except for Norbs. And I will say that the next time we come on,
except for
so
Norbs,
they need to let me know. I will be more prepared.
No, I mean, listen, you gave the fans some eye candy. You got the shoulders out. You know what I mean? It's all good, girl. Don't worry.
You wild. Jamel, get your mans, Jamel.
I got him. I got him.
I thought. Hold on, I'm looking at our.
No, y'all are better niggas. I don't make plans. I just pop up.
I text Jamel. I could have sworn I told her we'd be good.
Go back and look at the text.
I'm looking at the group.
You'll be good for tomorrow. Like, I'll be up, man. You sure you'll be up? I'll be up, bro.
I told Jamel. You know what's funny? I told Jamel. Christine said she's gonna come on, but we're gonna see because she's.
I did act. I said I haven't seen Christine all weekend. I know she's been away. She's coming on too. So I did ask about you. I thought you got the. That's.
Okay, so let's just put it right now. So tomorrow, same time, or Wednesday, same time.
Wednesday. And I mean, I'm down to do another one just in case Keyshawn does apologize. But yeah, I'm with that.
If he apologizes, which you don't hold your breath because you might be dead on Wednesday. But okay, so let's Wednesday, and for me it's 7 a.m.
Man, I feel for my dude. Like, I love him to death. But
these comments are funny. Listen, this is a big boxing month, by the way. Kambosos fights this weekend against Richardson Hitchens, who is a possible.
And on that note, I'm logging out.
Oh,
bye. Love to love you.
Bye. Take care. Have fun.
Bye.
Enjoy your massage. Enjoy your massage. Richardson Hitchens, Kambosos this weekend. I mean, this is Kambosos has become a major stepping stone, a gatekeeper, in my opinion.
He's getting paid though.
I know, absolutely.
Yeah, the major, he's definitely getting paid, bro.
That's why I said major. I mean, to get Kambosos means they're pushing you because he has a huge fan base. And there's no knock on Kambosos. I mean, he's coming to the end of his career. He's collecting checks. And there's one thing you can't say about Kambosos.
What's up, man?
Who's up, Luke?
I see Lukey tuning in.
Appreciate that. I mean, this is the springboard. How impressive. The last time we see Kambosos, he got stopped, if I'm not mistaken, by Lomachenko.
Right?
Lomachenko put the beats on and then retired in style, right?
Right.
In order for Richardson Hitchens.
Hey, shout out to Kambosos management, Lou Bella, all of them, man, because they keep putting him opportunities after opportunity, man. Yeah. That was me, and I'm not knocking it because again, get your money, get your money, and get your opportunity. But that was me. You got to do what you got to do. You got to build yourself back up, Mel. You gotta take this fight, Mel. You gotta take that fight. So whatever Kambosos team is doing. If any fighters out there, y'all need to start talking to them or work with them because they damn sure put George in the best positions ever. I mean, even if he comes up short, don't be surprised if he's at 140 fighting a champion there. After he's
this is at 140.
We'll fight someone else at 140. Yeah. and so
I mean, listen, he's definitely an asset to the company, right? To 140, and. You got to give it to him. He comes to New York. He came to New York to Teal's belts.
But Rich still got to. You still got to be sharp.
That was my question.
You still got to be sharp, brother. You can't look at him as he's lost his last fight or he's just an opponent. No, because like I said, sometimes these opponents, whatever, they look at these situations and opportunities as lottery tickets. So you might see a different Kambosos than we've seen against Lomachenko. So you still got to be on your feet. And even if you like. And your performance is going to matter because I feel like this: when you're fighting a guy that comes off maybe a loss like that, the way he did against Lomachenko, what they do, Norbs, they're going to measure your performance.
And that's my question.
That performance. So if you still can't put on a lukewarm performance because you're expected to not only beat this guy, but you got to beat this guy in phenomenal fashion.
Listen, the last time he lost against a retired now fighter in Lomachenko. My question to you was, does he have to stop him? And I think Kano has a good point. Hitchens will most likely stop him. But if he doesn't, does he springboard to where he needs to be?
You got to stop him or you got to give him like a thorough beating.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
I'm with you.
If he doesn't do either of the two, you know, he might face criticism. And then you got also mention, you guys also got to look at also he got beef with his peers in that weight class, you know, so the Devin Haney's of the world. And so all these guys are looking, they're going to be looking, they're going to be watching to see how he looks and see how he performs. Because like I said, shout out to Rich. Rich talks a big game. We see how Rich is on interviews and everything now since he's been champion. So he got to live it up. He got to live up to his word. So you can't knock, you know, in the competition and then you put on a lukewarm performance. So you gotta go out there and handle business.
And Kambosos, listen, this is not a guy that's gonna, you know, he's not gonna be too tricky. He's gonna bring it. He's gonna try to bring it.
Yeah, he's gonna fight.
Aggressive. Yeah, I mean,
he is battered, bloodied up. He's still gonna come forward. He still comes forward.
He's a warrior, man. But I think Richardson Hitchens, you know, this is his springboard at home, Madison Square Garden versus Kambosos. Kambosos, I think this is the big room because it is Kambosos, right? I agree. I think he needs a stoppage. I really do either a stoppage or he has to beat him thoroughly. Does Richard Hitchens have that in him? I haven't seen it yet, to be honest with you. We're gonna find out this weekend. What's your outcome of it? What do you think?
I think Rich gets his hand lifted. Like I said, for me, it always looks. It all depends how, you know, it goes there and looks. I mean, Red and everybody, Red corner box and everyone thinks, and Kano thinks that he stops him, which is cool. But again, that's that. See, but like they're also spectators. These spectators expect for Rich to go out there and dominate. So again, I'm not saying it puts pressure on them, but it's expected of the people for you to go out there, handle business, and dominate, and then move forward to bigger and better things. If anything less than that can be considered as a hit, you know what I mean, to his brand at least.
Well, we all know that.
Get the W first. Get the W. But again, there's levels to once you get that world title, there's levels that's expected of you as a champion when you go in that ring night in and night out.
I'll say this. If he wants that big fight, which we all know what fight he wants with Teofimo Lopez, he has to go out and really be impressive, especially the fact that Tio lost him. He could use that as one of those.
That's cards. A measure stick. Yep, exactly.
Yeah. So to me, if he goes out and stops him, he's going to put a lot of pressure on Teofimo and possibly get a mega fight in maybe in the fall against Teofimo Lopez. And I think that's why, I mean, you know, when they say pressure makes diamonds or they bust pipes, I think this one is one of those fights, and we're going to see how he handles that pressure because Kambosos is going to bring it. And it's in New York, and you're the guy.
Kind of, I respect it. You don't care how he looks, long as he when I say you got to get a W first. That's more important. But we know how boxing works, man, in terms of measuring and like, you can't go out there and put on a half-ass performance and just maybe barely get the win. You got to go out there and be a champion in your homes in your home city, and you gotta dominate. You gotta understand. This is his homecoming.
Yeah,
this is Rich homecoming too. Now, if you think about it, as a world champion, you got to go out there and put on the show.
Yeah, and Connor, you got to realize this is the entertainment business, regardless if it's a sport. If he's not entertaining, if he doesn't go out there and put on a great performance, you can't really push for that fight. I mean, I'm going to be honest. They're going to look at you like you're crazy. But Richardson Hitchens has a big opportunity. There's a lot of fights in range for him. Maybe he doesn't get Tio. Maybe he gets Rolly. You know what I'm saying? There are a lot of opportunities. Rolly's hot right now. Why not a Rolly? Why not? He's talked about, I think him and Devin have talked back and forth. There's a lot of opportunity for Richardson Hitchens right now, and he's definitely feeling the pressure. So we're going to see, you know, like you said, what we said, diamonds or pressure makes bust pipes. So we're going to see it this weekend, but he definitely needs a big performance. Red Corner says you're only as good as your last performance. Facts. Yep. He goes, Connor says, I understand that. All out of speaking for myself, though, not the masses. Absolutely. You were also impressed by Devin Haney.
I'd rather take an ugly win than lose my belt, though. So I feel you.
No, absolutely.
I'll take the hit, but I got the win, though. I'll take a hit for an ugly win, but at least, you know what I'm saying, I'm still champion. I got my title intact.
100%, but then you could be Shakur and have wins and people critique the hell out of you and not getting them big fights. Listen, I get it. At the end of the day, there's why Gervonta is who he is.
People not trying to, like, they deal with Shakur. They said about the Shakur because, and I was taking it from person for me because I fought him, but his style is hard to figure out. Nobody wants to deal with it. No, none of these fighters, they say that because they really don't want to deal with that work in the ring. Let's be real. Because if he was a bum with an ugly style, or whatever, that had a belt, there'd be more than a lot of fighters jumping up to take his title.
Oh no! Listen, I think Shakur is top 3 skill wise. Period. That's not what I'm saying. But from an entertainment,
no, I'm saying that. But they use, the fighters. I'm not speaking to the fans because they say it's entertainment business, whatever. I get y'all, respect y'all. But fighters, that when the fighters criticize it, like, yo, y'all just really don't want to take that.
Oh yeah, no. Listen, I think
y'all probably will make y'all biggest payday fighting that man and opportunity at a world championship. Let's be real.
No, absolutely. Listen, all I'm saying is this: if he, listen, Keyshawn had the opportunity, caught knockouts, and that's why he got the crazy buzz. Gervonta, he's there because he gets the knockout. People tune in. If you want those big checks, if you want to control the narrative of what you're going to get paid, you got to be impressive. And again, I think skill-wise, there's nobody more skilled than Shakur from 135 to 147. But that doesn't change the fact that a lot of people view him as boring. And I think this, and whether it's injuries or whatnot, you need an impressive performance. And I don't think he needs a knockout. I just think, like you said, I think he needs a stop.
Dominate.
Yeah. Kambosos always comes in shape. Hitchens gasses in the later rounds. This will come down to who has the best gas tank. I'm going to put my money on the younger man. Any news on your comeback, Jamel? Bare knuckle fighting, baby. That's what he's going to do.
They offering minimums of like 6 figures. I just put that out there.
Oh, you talking about bare knuckle fighting?
I'll test my ass up.
Listen,
we used to fight for free with bare knuckles.
Listen, I need you to keep your
shout out to everybody back and go to ice. We used to fight for free with bare knuckles. Yeah. you seen they listen. I'm not even going to speak on it as much, but boxing wise too. But like I said it before, it just got to be something worth it for boxing, man. Like I love the sport. Don't get me wrong. Boxing's always been my first love. Don't get me wrong. Boxing's done great for me in and out the ring. So I'm not knocking, but like anything more boxing at all. Boxing is why I'm here right now. I'm just saying though, boxing, you see it. You gotta fit in when you get in. You like this, even the smaller promoters, they're having issues. Yeah, I mean, Gail, I spoke to Austin. Me and Austin speak all the time about it, yo. Norbs looked at me like I was crazy, but I speak with Austin all the time. I seen that they were trying to get Andy Ruiz. They probably still are. We're trying to work out a deal. Just that like they're new in terms of promotional body, so they're still trying to.
It's. I mean, you guys got to look at the plus side. They're professionals going against guys that are not professionals, so it's almost like an easy check, unless I'll be honest.
I'm not looking over anybody, but we're saying like, yo, it's 5 2-minute rounds, it's 10 minutes of fighting.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I need you to keep your bearings.
36 minutes of the highest level. 30. Yo, you can't do. I don't listen. Give me 10 minutes.
I need you to keep your bearings. I need you to keep everything up here so we can do the show. You know what I mean?
Listen. I already reached out to Bo Mac. Shout out to Bo Mac and him. I already reached out to Bo and him. Me and Bo. Bo said, Mel, when you decide you want to get back into training camp, come holler at me. We'll set up camp, but we'll go from there. So I already got the team behind me. I just
Bo Mac never texted me.
I'm waiting for the final offer on the table, but right now we're looking at a 6 figures minimum.
Why doesn't Bo Mac never text me? Can you
tell 10 minutes?
Can you tell me why Bo Mac never hits me up?
I told Bo I hit him up.
I hit him up I DM'd him a long time ago. I don't know. I'm gonna wear
Red Cool. I got you, bro. Like I said, I'm just waiting for shout out to David Philman, man. They've been they were actually talking about me coming down to the show in Dallas, which is the 21st of this month. So I just been sitting back waiting to see if they want to do it, but they're even doing a little bit of commentating with them on the BKFC start. But yeah, man,
get that money, man. I want to go. I want to go, bro. Let me know. I gotta pull up.
I got you.
BKFC. When I first seen it, I thought it was like a KFC commercial. And then I looked and said, wait a minute, bare knuckle. Wasn't Paulie doing it too? Wasn't Paulie?
Yeah. Paulie was in it. I think Paulie had like 2 fights.
Did he win?
No, I don't think he did.
No way.
I think he was 1-1. I think he's 1-1 or something like that. Somebody can pull up. I know.
No way.
But, Paulie was boxing. I seen he was stepping. Austin, yo, anybody that just watch Austin Trout fights in BKFC, man. Austin got a new life, and then Austin fought everybody as a boxer from the Canelo, Cotto's, the Charlo brothers. But you go look at Austin, go look at some of his highlights. Austin is boxing and looking like a boxer. He's not going out there looking like a street fighter, but Austin is really out there boxing and clipping dudes. UFC, Austin's busting up UFC, former UFC stars in the BKFC and busting them up.
Nah, he's a problem. But on that note, Decano says get with him. He's linked. You call him up. I don't need to.
I got Decano. I got you. We're still gonna do that. We're still gonna do that on that show.
No, Paulie lost his second fight badly. Badly.
He lost both of them?
No, he lost the second one badly.
Okay, yeah.
Damn, really? I mean, Paulie was never a big puncher, and then I think his hands were bad too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's the only thing. Make sure you gotta take care of your hands. Make sure you got good hands.
Yeah, nah, man. If you do that,
shout out to everybody back in Long Island. We was doing it for free.
You crazy as hell, Jerome. But shit, on that note, man, anything that pops up, send it. Shit, if something pops up, we'll be on tomorrow at 10 a.m. But the schedule is for Wednesday.
We'll be on tonight probably if something pops up.
I don't sleep, bro. I'll be shit. I'm like, yo, this dude want to go on at 12.
See, we went on at 12. That's you with this whole midnight.
I get home like 11:30. What do you want to do?
Hey, bro, I'm gonna let you. I'm just going. Then why would you even bother saying midnight?
No, I did mess that one. That was me. But I literally walked in like at 12:10, and I was tired. I apologize.
Right,
I will never promote will not do it. Thanks for a good chat and great start to the week, guys.
Miss you, Gail. Hope you out there, Gail, man. Shout out to everybody else Ashley, shout out to everybody out there in the chat, man. Much respect to y'all, man.
Yes, sir. We are out of here. Jamal Mahala, boy.
All right, bro.
All right. Yeah.